Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays Zenith. This is it. I've been grinding for a few hours now. Took quite a lot longer than I expected, and I'm not quite maxed out in all of my stats. But let's see if we have what it takes to take on the Hawk. Let's get over the fence and head down in here and find some places to build up a little speed. I found another route that I want to try that I think might actually work better than the route we took last time. So let's see how well that works. I need to keep up my speed though, and that's going to require a little bit of care and attention and a little bit of knowing when I've made a mistake and not being afraid to correct it. So the basic idea is I want to get as close to this building as I can before I start to head out to the right, and that should take us very quickly very far away from the Hawk's Nest. So once we've done that, it's just a matter of getting as many hits in as I can against the Hawk without taking too much damage myself. I've leveled up my defense pretty far. I've leveled up magic as far as it will go, glam as well, though I still don't know what that does. And I have leveled up attack pretty far, but it takes a very long time to level up attack and defense, so those aren't quite maxed up, and I hope that won't be a problem, but I am a little bit worried that it might be. So now we've got some real speed on us, and there's the Hawk picking us up. Let's go into the game. And now we can't take very many hits from the Hawk, so let's try and time this as well as we can. Because there we go. We did it. Alright, we finally beat the Hawk. So now we can control the Hawk. And we can fly around. And the place that we're going to fly is going to be over here, and there will be a sign, and you'll see the sign when we get to it. I'm not sure if it's on this side or the other. There's some kind of sign over here. Yeah, here it is. It says, let's see, "Please no hawks, we'd be hella mad." Sorry about that little edit. I had a bit of technical difficulty and had to restart a bit, but I'm back in control of the Hawk, so let's get turned around and lined up with the speed rail and see if we can get back into it. In we go, and there we are. Now we just have to get up onto the rail, which is just a little bit of wall jumping. So now we're up here. Now we can get up a little bit of speed and jump onto there, and we are on the speed rail. We are finally on our way to the moon after all of that, after all that grinding, all of that skating around, all of the races and the capsules and trainers and everything. We are finally on our way to the moon and onto one of my favorite parts of the game. If you've watched my earlier videos on Zenith before this series, you've seen it, but if you haven't, well, this is just one of the little surprises in the game that really made me like the attitude of the developers even more, because I'd always loved this game, but I'd never really thought very much about the developers, about who they were. But I really liked the sense of humor that came through when you get to the moon and you start to get some emails from your boss. And actually you get an email from the Arcane Kids themselves. So here's our mail. We got one from the Zine boss that says, "So rad." And then we've got one from the Arcane Kids that says, "Clever as hell. For reaching the moon, we award you the Speed Debug tool. Press the J key or the right bumper on the Xbox controller to gain 200 speed. You'll need it to break orbit." And now I want to see if I can get the second email from the Arcane Kids, because it looks like we're not going to get it. So if you head in the wrong direction away from the planet, you get an email that says, "Suck it, invisible walls prevent unwanted space travel." And I really like that. I really like the whole approach that the developers have taken and the sort of tongue-in-cheek nature of this. So now that we have the speed key, we can start getting some things done that we weren't able to do before. One of them is we're going to be able to do the Dune Dash a lot more easily now. And another is we'll be able to get to some trainers and capsules that we weren't able to reach before. So let's slow down to a little bit more of a reasonable speed, and we'll be a little velocitized. So this is a speed that would have felt fast before, but feels a lot slower now that we have the speed key and are more able to decide what speed we want to go at. So let's head off into the dunes, and already we've got plenty of speed to hit this one, and now we just want to launch ourselves into the air like that. And now we might actually want to consider slowing down a little bit just because we don't want to miss this turn. But now that we've turned, I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to go massively off course. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we hit everything in plenty of time. And we had like 40 seconds left. So that actually ended up... Wait, 4 out of 5? Did we finish it or not? Well, it stopped. Okay, so now they want us to do the Catco Hill Hop. Stop in the zone. So where is the zone for that? It looks like it is on the other side of the fence somewhere. So let's head to the other side of the fence. And we are getting very near to the end of the missions part of the game. So then we'll just be going about the collect-a-thon. Alright, so we're getting close to the hill hop. I'm not sure where the zone is. It appears to be pointing straight ahead, but I don't see it. Straight ahead and somewhat downward. It seems like it's right in front of us, but I don't see the box for it. I am confused. I don't know where it is. It seems like we passed through it. Let's see if I can make it respawn. I don't know. I think that's the last mission that we need. I don't know why the zone is not spawning for us. Well, that's a disappointment. So, one thing that I do want to do right now, and we'll see, maybe if I restart the game, we'll be able to see that box again. So, one thing that I wanted to do, I want to get this capsule, and I want to get the trainer that is up here. Because this trainer has been taunting me for a while, being on my radar, and me not being able to get to it. So let's see if we can beat it. Well, that was actually pretty easy. Because we're pretty leveled up, and the competition's just not going to be as good now. I mean, there will be some very challenging trainers later on, but that trainer is very near the beginning of the game, even though they're very hard to get to without the speed key. So now I think the thing to do is try and just get up to high places by launching ourselves off of the dunes. And if we can get some good launches off of the dunes this way, we should be able to get up to those capsules down there. And it is pretty tricky to figure out where to land. because there's not a lot of space to land, and I can't actually look down. So I think maybe what we want to do is actually land on here, on this thing, and then use this thing to line up our shot to these smokestacks. So we need kind of a launch up, and that's not going to do it. Let's see. We need to get some good vertical momentum. So from up here, let's see. We can get onto this wall here. Let's see, can we get onto this wall here from up here? Yeah, we can. And then, no, that's not going to do it. Alright, so let's head back down here and just get one of these ramps. And ramp off of one of them at a good clip. And that should give us an opportunity to get some really good vertical speed. And then we can actually use the brakes to increase our vertical speed even further. And that didn't quite get me where I want to go, but that should. Now, where are those smokestacks? They're like directly beneath us, but it's so difficult. Oh, that was nearly it. Alright, so we need to back it up a little bit, and there we go, we got it. Alright, that just required a little bit of creativity. So that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing from now on, just trying to figure out how to get to very high up places in the city to reach the last few capsules that we haven't been able to reach until now. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any thoughts, I would love to hear about them in the comments. But most of all, have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to grab this last one. There we go.